Okay, so you're. I didn't realize we were already recording.
Let me check for the fourth time.
Okay, let's try this again.
No, we're good.
You didn't know how to say Cornwell, but you knew how to say Alaura?
I didn't. Okay, I've met you before.
And to be fair, my Facebook name also includes Tony's last name.
Dupont.
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 Dupont. Dupont.
Would you like some Grey Poupon?
Would you like some Tiffany Dupont?
It's not recording yet either?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, it is.
Okay, so Ron Swanson.
I relate to Ron Swanson way more than I thought I did. But the older I get and the more pessimistic I get, the more my back hurts and the more I want to eat bacon all the time. I'm like, Ron Swanson's got it going on.
Something that I haven't told many people that is maybe one of the dorkiest things I've ever done. Or nerdiest. We'll go with this. It is the most
really
Leslie
excited to
Knope
hear what
thing
this
I've ever
is.
done. So remember a couple years ago when someone cut all of the funding for the national parks?
Yes.
I may or may not have made postcards with a picture of a national park that with a graphic that said Nope, spelled Knope, period, on it, and made 100 postcards and just mailed them to government officials.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, the blood in your veins is Red Bull. I don't know.
Makes me so happy.
It was incredibly nerdy.
Oh,
and
God, I love you.
I'm still proud of it and also slightly ashamed.
I'm proud of it.
I think it's
I'm very
phenomenal.
proud of that.
I deeply relate to Leslie Knope.
She is like my spirit animal.
There are way
She
too
really
many
is.
episodes where I text her and I go, so I'm watching this one and it's you. Especially when she's sick and she wants to go to this meeting and she gets up and she like puts her pants around her neck like a scarf. She's like, I'm good. I'm going to go. There have been days where she's too sick and I'm like, no, Tiffany, you need to go sit down and go home.
Or it's Jerry's surprise party and she's asleep and then wakes up.
Yeah.
So run. I'm fine. I love work.
People are going to have no idea what this episode is about. It's about Parks and Rec.
It's about everything.
Life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. And glitter.
And glitter. Biodegradable glitter.
I would say Leslie Knope and Jess from New Girl.
I
have
can
not
see
watched New
Jess.
You should absolutely watch it. It is amazing.
We're going to have to make you a list.
Where do you guys find all
here's the
this
thing.
time to watch these movies and shows?
You make me a list of the dramas I need to watch, and I'll make a list of the comedies you need to watch. And then
Why
we'll
do you think
them
I watch
next
a lot
to
of
each other at the
dramas? Do you
same
think I'm dramatic?
time. I don't think I'm comedic. Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
Just got really hot trying to keep a straight face.
But yes, you absolutely need to see New Girl and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and your life will
Brooklyn
just
Nine-Nine,
come into like
New
just a
Girl.
hole.
Okay, well, if you don't watch Barry, then I'm going to
That's literally the next thing I'm going to
clobber
watch.
you with this mic.
So,
or
I have one movie that I was told to watch.
E.T.
E.T.?
Okay, I have two movies that I need to watch. And I'm still like gaining the strength to watch that, like the courage to watch that. Like,
Why?
It's like a childhood, like freaky fear of mine, like E.T. Like I used to, embarrassing. I feel like I admitted this last time.
You did admit this last time. I remember the story. Yeah.
So when I was really little and like E.T.'s out, I had, this feels really weird, by the way. I had, like, I feel very, like, proper. I had, like, these nightmares that E.T.'s head would pop out of the drain in the tub while I was in there, and he would take me away. Like It, I assume. I've never seen it.
That's It.
And, yeah. And so I
the whole
was
movie.
never able to watch E.T. or It, and I can't, like, even to this day, I'm like, oh, okay.
Ooh, good topic. Childhood fears.
Ooh.
E.T. and It.
So you haven't seen the new It?
I refuse. I can't. Like, somebody got my boyfriend a birthday card this year with a clown on it, and the whole family erupted in laughter because he tried to show it to me, and I was like, I will leave you right now. Like,
It was
hands down, no question.
It was the one like horror movie that I was convinced to watch, and I watched it because I was like, all right, let's do this. No, it'll be funny. It'll be fine. And I made it through it, and it was really good, but it was also scary. And I just allowed myself to scream at it. And then I moved to a house with a basement, much like the basement in the movie. And now when I go down there to do laundry, one time, it's a totally stone basement, very, very old house from like the 1920s. And luckily my washer and dryer are right next to the stairs right when you get down there. But then everything else is just crap left over from my siblings because it's been in the family for like 10 years. And I was down there recently and the light bulb went out and it was pitch black.
Uh-oh.
I completely froze. The door was like shut upstairs. And I think I stood there for a solid probably 20 minutes just dying. Like, I forgot everything about everything. All of my survival instincts went out the window. I didn't know how to get upstairs. I did eventually make it, but it was scary.
So are you going to watch the new one? I mean,
It?
it's going to have Bill Hader in it also, by the way.
The new It, the next one?
like
Chapter
the second
2.
Chapter, yeah.
Maybe.
I think, yeah,
Is there a
him and
creepy
Jessica
basement in it?
Chastain. I didn't know there was a creepy basement in the first one, to be honest. I just knew there was a clown,
Yeah.
so I'm out. Yeah.
I mean, the first one was pretty good. They did really, really well on it. And maybe. We're going to give a solid maybe because that movie still creeps me out. It still creeps me out. I was walking my dogs through the woods on a trail, and this was like last summer, and I stepped on, I'm getting ahead of myself. My dogs were like whining and freaking out, and I smelled something dead, and I didn't know what was going on. And then I'm like, it's it! There's something! It's out there! I know it is! And then I stepped on a manhole cover that moved slightly and made like a clink, and I just ran like as fast as I could. All three of my dogs were like, what's happening? Where are we going? I ran all the way home, and I'm like, it was probably just a dead squirrel, but no, I don't do horror movies well.
No, me either.
I
How about
don't
you?
either.
No.
I don't like horror movies. I just don't.
I watch them.
I don't understand you people that love horror movies. Like,
Well, I didn't used to watch them that much. My friend really likes watching them too. So
Yeah.
I saw it as a way as like, confronting your fears, basically. So it's not that bad.
avoid
You'll
my
live
fears.
through it.
so
I know, right?
Supposed to do? Like, oh, this is fearful. Peace, hardcore. Like, I'm out. Like, hard pass.
I just
But that's the nice thing about movies is they'll just be movies. They'll not, you can.
well, and I get
survive
that.
2
Like,
hours,
I
maybe?
know it's made up. I know they're actors. I know, I mean, I've done horror movies here. We all know, like, Anthony Cousins, Ranch Lady, like Brianna, everybody that does horror movies here. So we all know it. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm crazy. and I will make a scenario where it exists. And it'll be very convincing in the moment.
I could watch it if I was on set making it, because I'd watch it and I'd go, I know how that happened.
Yeah.
I know how that
Yeah.
happened. That's super fun. That was really sticky.
Yes.
Like,
100%.
but just watching it and being like, it's going to eat me. I'm going to die. It's gonna eat me, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die.
So, Kendra, did you invest in an LED light bulb now? Those will last forever, as long as you're there.
I did. It's really bright. And I also am planning on getting some motion lights that you just like stick onto the ceiling. So then if they go off when I'm down there, I can freak out even more and wonder what's down there.
It just comes on automatically.
I didn't think that idea through, and I already stuck them up there, and I was like,
So you didn't see Lights Out?
huh? No. No. I don't watch horror movies. This was the one that I was just convinced to watch, and I just,
I saw The Nun, too. That was creepy.
I won't watch that one. No.
Although The Conjuring 2 is a little scarier than that, I think. But
Don't you ever like freak out when you're sleeping and you're laying there and your hand's out?
Lights Out kind of
And you
did
just
it.
think that you're going to wake up and something's going to grab your hand or be at the end of the bed and being like, or just, no? Am I the only one that doesn't?
I like how you acted that out. You like started standing up like the boogeyman.
For me, it's more feet. Like,
Feet. Oh, something's going to grab your foot. Pull you under the bed.
I mean, okay. If we're going to go
Tony
back
will
to like,
save you.
If we're gonna go back to like childhood fears. So all of my fears have rules as a child.
Of course they do, Leslie.
So I had this, and I made them up too. Like they weren't reasonable fears. I was very, very sheltered as a child. So in my mind, I decided that on the other side of the mirror there was an evil queen. And she
Right.
looked like me, and she didn't like that when I came to the mirror at night, or that when I came to the mirror, she was called to come and do everything that I did.
Okay.
So at night, the mirrors become loose and wiggly. So while you're sleeping, her minions will come and they will try to capture you and take you back into the mirror land and entrap you so that the mirror queen can come and live your life. But her minions, her tiny, tiny little minions, they are allergic to covers.
Oh my.
So if my feet
I
are
adore
covered,
you.
they cannot tickle my feet, which is how they captured you.
Ooh, okay, that
and
makes
take
sense.
you, which would lull you into a deep sleep and take you back to the mirror land where you would be entrapped forever. And this was what my imagination did to me as a child.
So my biggest question from that is, at what point are we making this movie? Because that's just
I just feel
golden.
like, Anthony, Ryan, we could get some people together and make this
Right?
childhood
Seriously.
horror movie
Or
of,
this
the-
adult horror movie.
Right?
of this queen, this mirror queen.
We could do the Disney version. We could do the It version. We could do anything.
No,
in
she needs to
between.
be
Like,
horrible. It needs to be
the
actual
It
horror.
version.
Yeah. I never thought I'd make a horror movie, but we could do that with that. Yeah.
because that's kind of brilliant.
I mean, at some point, my parents should have figured we need to put this kid in some sort of storytelling atmosphere.
Yeah.
If these are the fears I was making up for myself. It
They
wasn't
were-
like I'm scared of clowns. It was like I'm scared of the Mirror Queen, who I made up.
Well, did you ever hear of like Bloody Mary as a kid or anything?
Possibly.
Okay, because
I mean, that was something like that.
There was like Bloody Mary where you set it in the mirror 3 times and she apparently appears, and I tried it and I ran out when I got to like the on the 3rd time, and then I ran out. But no, you never. Oh,
I mean, I think I did it. in,
you
like,
and I
high
had
school or
different
college.
childhoods.
We had very different
Yeah.
childhoods.
Yes.
I was afraid of the person that captured and murdered JonBenet Ramsey, thinking
That's
that they
fair.
were for some reason going to also do the same to me, because we were definitely on the same level at that point.
I mean, you were a child.
Didn't we
pageant
talk about JonBenet Ramsey
Did we
last time through? You have an obsession.
No, seriously, childhood fears. I was freaked out for like a good decade that I was going to die in the
you were gonna
middle
be
of the night
kidnapped.
because of this.
So you were going to be kidnapped.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's fine. You just thought you were really pretty
I apparently
and
did.
that you were worthy of being kidnapped. That's
I
fine.
also didn't know the details of it, so I wasn't aware of like, okay, she was like in beauty pageants because her parents put her in
Yeah,
them, and like
yeah.
all this stuff, and like she was this like, I just knew this little girl got straight up murdered or captured or whatever in the middle of
We
the night.
still don't know.
Still don't know what happened to her, and she's gone. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. Terrified. Yeah,
I mean, it
like
could.
yours better. To be fair.
I was afraid of the red-eyed monster in the X-Files when I would
Yeah,
come down the
remember that.
stairs. We talked about
Fair.
that last time. So I'd always run upstairs. So I told you that my mom would shut all the lights off on me last time, remember? Yep, that was... So the dark was one of my fears, but then she would just shut all the lights off on me before I go to bed. So I had to run up the stairs and think that something's going to grab my feet. And then the opening to the attic was in my closet. So that wasn't fun. Kendra put all her Barbie's like trucks and like the Barbie van and everything on the top shelf so like it couldn't get down.
You block that sucker.
I'm still afraid of basements. I definitely have used my broom as like a wedge between my stove and my door because one night the door just like opened. It's because it's an old house and everything
Yeah,
like
that's
wind,
why.
you know,
But
wind,
still.
how that works. Tiffany just made a creepy noise.
I said, or the ghost.
It was the ghosts in my house. Anyway,
Not, but maybe.
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 Okay.
Need to exercise that house.
Yeah.
Another movie idea.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
You've got the location set and everything.
No, I'd never want to use my... Well, a couple of friends have already said, so I want to use your basement as a setting for a horror. And I go, no. Because I have to go down in this thing every day. No. We're gonna leave it how it is as just a basement with spiders. And that's enough for me to be freaked out. I have a huge fear of bugs, which
Yes.
I'm getting spiders and like centipedes and
I have
silverfish.
Yes.
none of that fear.
Silverfish. Oh my god, they're everywhere.
I'm growing up though, guys. I'm growing up because I killed them all. The other night, the other night I was laying on the couch and I was watching TV, and I saw out of the corner of my eye something run across the carpet that was the size of a mouse. And Piper saw it, and she got up, and so she's been killing. Actually, like my little beagle has been killing mice, and I get up, and it's. I'm not kidding you. It is the size of your phone, legs and all. Like it was it was
like they're so gross.
It was so bad. It was so bad. And I know they eat spiders, so I was like, all right, I killed a spider yesterday, so if I kill you today, that'll cancel everything out because you're upstairs, and I killed it with a book and it crunched.
It was a silverfish, right? Yeah, they eat hair. That's why it's in the house.
They eat hair?
They eat hair. I
that's
learned
so
that.
useful.
So like we shed.
You
we
have so
hair,
much
we
of it.
shed. Like I shed nonstop, and so they are all over our bathroom, and it's the most disgusting thing.
No, I don't think I've ever seen one in my house.
Is it like a nice like updated house, or is
No,
it like
it was built in like
You live
the
upstairs.
1800s, but I live on the
That's
second floor.
Really, yeah, that's impressive.
I live right above the creepy basement, so it
That
makes
might be
its way
what- yeah.
up. And it probably loves my house because there's dog hair like everywhere. So
Yeah, I learned that they eat hair because I was wondering, like, boyfriend had never had him, he'd never seen him before, and I was like, oh no, we get these all the time because I lived with a friend of mine, and her and I both shed, and I was like, yeah, we get them all the time. They're disgusting, they're gross. They eat
both
their
shed.
blood.
We're
And he
dogs.
was just like, why have I never seen one? I'm like, you have no hair. I'm like, they don't care about you in your life. Like, you're irrelevant to them.
he has no hair?
I mean, he shaves his head.
Oh, does he really? Oh, does he not have leg hair?
So his head is like, he does.
He does have leg hair.
He does have leg hair. Apparently,
all
they're
right.
very partial to
Okay.
like head hair. It's very interesting. We're really diving into this. I like that. We're learning a lot about silverfish today on the podcast.
I feel like I'm learning so much, and also, is it real?
It is
Silverfish.
silverfish. Do you want to see a picture?
No.
It's straight up nasty. No, you know we talked about clowns.
So
This is
here's
not
the
a
deal.
clown.
I grew up in Florida.
Oh,
So
you
she
got
had like
stuff.
scorpions.
So like bugs and spiders and snakes don't bother me.
Alligators.
Alligators. I mean, I've legitimately been bitten and very, very sick from spiders, and I'm still like, it's a spider. I was pretty young. I was like 6. I have a memory of laying on my parents' bedroom floor and screaming through the night because we didn't have insurance, so they didn't take me.
What?
Yeah, they
screaming through the night.
They took me somewhere the next day and
Into the mirror.
It was fine,
What?
but it was
Wait.
pretty darn
Because the
painful.
mirror queen
and
was
I'm
coming to
still
get
not
her.
afraid. Yeah, the mirror
You
queen.
had insurance? What?
We didn't have.
Oh, you
insurance,
didn't?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this was like the early
Florida.
1990s
Maybe
in Florida.
Maybe the spider was sent by the queen because you kept covering up your feet, so the minion's going to get you.
probably true.
Yeah, the queen sent the spider from the
That-
mirror
I
land
really feel like that's
to
what
kill
happened.
you and then paralyze you, so then her minion can come out because she can't. You didn't have access to a blanket.
on the floor.
That's
Yeah.
probably
because you were
true.
screaming.
That's probably true.
That's exactly
That
why
was
it
definitely
happened.
the mirror queen. She was. It was a minion, and instead of tickling my feet, it bit me.
Exactly. It was like, I'm sick of trying to find your feet, lady. We're doing this now.
No one is going to listen to this podcast.
That's okay.
No
It's
one.
my
We're
favorite
gonna have
episode so
5
far.
views.
And it's going to be us.
No one is watching it.
Views.
There are no views.
I didn't say
For
that on
those of you who
purpose.
don't know, 20
I
minutes
was joking.
in, this is filmed in Minnesota.
You can cut to here, right?
yeah.
That whole thing didn't happen. So, I mean, we could talk about film in Minnesota.
What have you guys been up to lately?
Did a big film, an exciting film.
We did.
Tell us about it.
It's like fascinating. So Kendra and I met on the internet, and very quickly we're like, we should meet real life.
Yep.
IRL.
And we never did, and then we met on set.
Yes.
Not really by accident, but I got to be a really small part in the feature film that you did, Georgia Rock. Thank you. And she starts walking over, and I think you had like
overalls and pigtails.
you had overalls and pigtails, and you. God, I think you were having like a low day.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think in that scene my character was supposed to be real low, and so I
Yeah.
was trying to keep my energy there. And then I remember being totally different over lunch.
It's a completely different person to me
Yeah.
because I had no idea you were this when I met you. I was like, oh, she's really calm and quiet, and oh, right, okay, I might get along with her, but she just didn't seem like that in real life. And so we did the scene, whatever, and then we just Facebook messaged, like, let's actually meet. And we went to lunch at French Meadow and stayed for like 4 hours.
It was like a really good first date.
It was a really good first date. It was the best first date I've ever had. Good job.
We made some middle-aged ladies very angry.
It was awesome.
Because, like, we were talking about probably something inappropriate.
We were talking about dildos and penises, so.
And the lady behind us kept doing the, like, what are you girls doing behind me thing? And
Oh, God.
Kendra goes, oh, we're making the lady really uncomfortable behind us. And I just turn around and go, penis. And then I would talk quietly and I'd be like I did whatever.
Who are you?
Go
Where
ahead.
have you been my whole life?
Be mad.
Oh, it was great.
Die angry. I don't care.
God, it was funny. It was so funny. I've never been able to meet somebody that can meet my level of insanity sometimes, and she just overexceeded it. And I'm like, yes, crazy person.
I am not an insensitive person. And I am very, I like to project a good image in public. But I also don't like people giving me nasty looks.
So she'll say penis at them.
That's an example. That's a really good way to just...
You know, you were saying the technical term. Mm-hmm. You weren't saying any of the other ones.
For all she knows, we're doctors.
Exactly.
Right?
Although I'm assuming when you threw the dildos in, that might have...
Yeah.
We were just talking about healthy conversations and like...
This is what we talk about on first dates, right?
Right, yeah, uh-huh. I don't even know how we got to that one, but yeah, it was, we talked about the film industry, we talked about...
we talked for 4 hours. This was like a short part of the 4 hours.
It was funny, and we had a couple glasses of wine at this point, and so, yeah. And especially when, like, 60-year-old ladies with, like, short Karen haircuts are doing...
Karen and Susan were...
Karen and Susan.
And Betty, don't forget Betty.
Oh, man.
They were not happy with us being there, and it was really funny. So yeah, that's how we met, and we just became friends really quickly since then.
And then the second time we hung out, which by that point we were like BFF.
I don't even remember the second time. What was
The
it?
second time was when we went to that music festival.
Oh, yes.
Can you believe that was only the second time we hung out?
No, I can't believe it
felt like
because
we'd
I
known each other
felt
for
like
years at that point.
I still feel like I've known you since I was a kid, and it's
Yeah.
only been a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah.
The second time we hung out, we were talking about how it can be frustrating that stories about women don't always sound like women. And we really wanted to do comedy, and there's a lot of really good, excellent drama and horror here in the Twin Cities. And there also is a lot of really good comedy, but there's not a whole lot of women producing comedy.
Absolutely.
And
And
women,
if there is, I don't get called in for it.
well, and women are also always like we were talking earlier about her being Leslie Knope, and like some of the women of SNL. I love how fearless they are in their comedy because they'll be raunchy. They don't care.
They're very much organic.
Yeah, and women are raunchy, and we do say horrible,
Especially when we're
naughty
privately
things,
alone
and
together.
yeah.
So
We're not as demure as a lot of women like to make us out to be, but then there's also women that aren't that way, and that's fine. But we hardly ever see that portrayed.
Yeah.
And we hardly ever see friendship with women portrayed in a real way. There's always got to be some kind of competition. There's always got to be some kind of conflict between the two where they're at odds. And there's a conflict between the two friends in this, but it's all love.
Yeah.
Even when she's twisting my nipples and slapping me across the face. It's all love. It's all love.
Which is not abusive in context.
No, it wasn't. My character just was not admitting that she was in love with this man and that she was afraid of commitment.
So anyway, we were talking and we were like, oh, we really want to write a film. And then we kind of got a little bit deeper and we were like, what if we wrote a film where we take when women are written for film, sometimes it feels like they're put into boxes. So this is the slut, this is the virgin, this is this is the na. And we were like, what if we take the archetype of the slut and the virgin, and then we mess them up a little bit? From our past experiences and from recording like things that our friends said. Like I have got a couple really witty friends, and just in conversation they say something funny and be like, dun, 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 dun. This is in my phone now.
Right?
Yep.
And then
we had a
stole the
list,
words.
like 3 pages of
We
things
did
that
not
our
use all
friends
of them.
have said that we're like, we need to record this. Some of this are things that we've said to each other.
That's the best.
Some of it we came up in improvisation while we were rehearsing.
Yeah, that was the best.
That was fun.
That was the best.
Yep. So anyway,
Freak
we
flags fly.
we
Fly.
wrote it,
Puh.
and then we produced it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we did it.
Well, we did it with the help of a director named John Engie, who's an absolute genius and a huge sweetheart.
Yeah.
We tried to find some female directors because we wanted to try to get as many females on the project as possible, but it just didn't work out. Scheduling didn't work out, etc. And I sent it to him, and he came back to both of us and said, "This is how I want to run it. You two obviously know more about what it's like being female in this world than I do. So I'll just be the showrunner for you guys, and I'll make sure everything gets done the way you want it."
We're the showrunner. He's the director.
He's the director. There's showrunners. See, this is why, she's here. And then, and I'll just make sure everything gets done. You tell me exactly how to do it, how you want it, and I'll make sure it looks good and is done right.
Yeah.
And
he is the reason we were able to do it.
yep.
In every way.
Yep.
Like he directed it, he edited it, he gave us a lot of experiential guidance because he moved here from LA. He's done this for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and he really knows what he's doing. He connected us with industry contacts. Like he's just the reason we were able to do this.
He edited it in I don't know, 2 weeks. Yeah. And sent it back to us. And he's really, and it takes a special kind of talent to edit comedy, and especially the kind of slapstick stuff that we're doing. And he did the beats so well. It was just incredible.
He's so good. So this is a commercial for John Engie.
John Engie,
If you
hire
are
him.
looking for someone to do anything for you cinematically.
I'd give out his phone number, but that might be a little weird.
That might be a little weird. You should find him on Facebook and contact him because
He's thebomb.com.
we've taken out that URL and put his face on it. That's not true. That's not true. Disclosure. That's
Don't go
not
there.
true. Don't go there.
Don't go to the website, guys.
You'll be put on a list. If
The
you go there.
FBI agent who's assigned to you will notice.
Yeah. Well, and the really great thing that I feel so fortunate that we got to do, this was an idea just between her and I, and then we wrote the script, and that was a really fun experience for me because we kind of talked about the idea. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go home and I'm going to write this thing. And so I sat down for like 2-3 hours, wrote like 13 pages, sent it to her. I'm like, all right, so now we have something to work off of. Let's go. So then we both started editing and redoing stuff. And like, she also wrote in more parts for the virgin character because she knows more about it than I do, just with the background and everything. And once we got that done and got the director, it was so easy to find professionals in the community that wanted to just be a part of this. People were like, yep, I'm doing it. And we're like, well, we don't really know if we can pay you yet. Da, da, da. They're like, I don't care. I want to be a part of it. It's awesome. And
That's so great.
everybody had input to add to it, and they made it that much better. It wouldn't be what it is now without every single person that we had on set, because the crew was just phenomenal. We had Brianna Rosalie as our AD. We had Anthony Cousins as the director of photography, and it was just, we were so fortunate to have everybody that we had on set. I'm tearing up a little bit because
It was one of the best, most professionally run sets that I've ever been on, and I was just so proud to be on a professional set.
Yeah.
And to be working on and creating
Something-
a set that felt that good.
Yeah.
So,
And
and
this-
then we've, submitted it to film festivals, which is expensive.
It is.
God.
Welcome to my world.
Yes.
So we've submitted to a couple of film festivals. We'll see if we get into
Yeah. I'm praying,
any
hoping.
of them.
So you guys
and
wrote
praying.
this together, right? Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Like it.
Yeah.
Like
what
it.
was it like putting your baby out there for the first time?
Murderous rage.
Terrifying.
Not really. A little bit, but very.
So Kendra sent it out to like 10 people and was like, I made a thing. What do you think? And I was like,
I wanted to make sure it wasn't too vulgar because I can get really vulgar.
She got some really good input. I'm not saying that as an insult.
Yeah, no, I know.
My reaction was the exact opposite. Was like, I'm going to hold it deep inside my heart. I'm going to hold it deep to my chest.
She didn't want to tell anybody.
And then she was like, I sent it to everyone. I was like, oh.
In total, I sent it to 17 people.
I sent
all
it
of them.
to one.
One. All of them were like either industry professionals
Yep.
or friends that were on the more religious side that were females. Like one of them is a pastor, and I sent it to her, and I said, "Look, I want to see if this is too much for you." And she goes, "Nope, that was funny." Yeah,
Because our female, I don't want to call her the virgin character because I don't like boxing in women,
right.
but that's the archetype.
the unboxed virgin.
The unboxed version.
That didn't happen in the movie though.
Oh my God.
That's what happens when I talk before I think.
She's got a lot of a lot of religious references. So making sure that it was okay with a pastor friend was good. I have a lot of friends and I'm also part of the Christian faith community. So we had that. We're still not over the unboxed lady.
Wine, yeah.
Should we put that on the list? We should definitely put that on the...
Yeah, where are we? I'm sorry, I'm back.
Do you need to take a walk?
Maybe. I don't know. No, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Cord there
I'm
to
fine.
pace if you need to.
I made the cord look like an alien. It's making me...
Making crop circles over there? What's going on?
The unboxed virgin.
Speaking of, can we tangent really quick?
We're gonna
just made me think of
tangent?
something. I'm just gonna super tangent off to something.
Go for it.
Okay, so did you see? I don't even know if we want to be talking about this.
I'm going to super tangent.
The unfortunate president of the United States flew to London today.
Oh, yes.
Or yesterday or whatever. And I saw this image of this like crop circle thing that somebody made.
Yeah.
Like, so he would fly over. And it's a penis. And it's like, I don't even remember all of it. Do you remember? Oh, I don't. That's all that I remember.
It says, "Oi, Trump."
You sound like, or you looked like you knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I saw
Vaguely?
the image.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And
the
I feel
rest
like
of
it said something about
Oi,
Trump.
Trump.
Yes.
O-I, Trump.
There we go.
And there
it
were
was-
people laying in the balls.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was hilarious. And it just made my day. And you talking about crop circles just made me think of that.
And we had to talk about the crop circle penis.
We had to. Like,
Yeah.
how do you talk about crop circles and not talk about the crop circle penis? That's all I'm saying. I mean, we've already said that word like a billion times. We might as well just
Side
go
note,
for it.
I have learned from several male friends that only women say that word. Men
Penis?
do not say that word.
No.
They
What do you
just
guys
lie.
say? Oh, we can't list them off. No,
No,
I
yeah.
shouldn't ask that question.
That's
They say
inappropriate.
the
There's a
other
line.
words, but they don't say the P word. Yeah.
Which is funny because, like, when talking about our anatomy, I don't say the P word. I say the actual word.
The P word. Your anatomy is a P? I learned something new about you today.
And I don't even, like, personally, I feel like
The V
I
word.
don't like-
We have a
I
lot
say
of
the V
words.
word.
We have a lot of words.
We do, that's true.
They
I
technically have a T for guys. It's technically a T word and a P word. And then we technically have like a C word,
C word, yeah, I don't
and
say
an
that.
L
Alan,
word
This is what happened to us at
and a
French
V
Med.
word.
There's a P word that, like, men will maybe sometimes call each other. And I'm like, I'm just not a big fan of that word just in general. Makes me uncomfortable because I'm just a little bit prudish. With that word. Yeah.
She's not that prudish.
I'm not
Certain
prudish
things
when
you
it
are,
comes
but
to
not-
other people. I'm a little prudish when it comes to my own body.
You weren't prudish at all when we were talking about what we were going to do in the film. That was for
No,
sure.
that's different.
We
an
we
artistic
have
expression.
a dildo named Bumblebee Cumber Snatch. Is that what it can? What
It was started at, but it ended up
How
just
many-
Benedict Cumberbatch.
It was just Benedict Cumberbatch.
That
Benedict
just came
Cumberbatch
full circle
5.0.
from the last podcast now. So but we're on, Kendra.
Yeah. So that anyway. Tangent back to appropriate things,
Well
which I'm
done.
sure we'll tangent back to inappropriate things in a minute.
It is our genre.
It's our genre. We submitted it to lots of film festivals, and it's a lot more expensive than I ever imagined that it would be.
Oh God, yes.
And making a short film is much more expensive than I ever really knew.
And that's with most of the crew donating their time.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. Learned a lot. Definitely learned a lot. Have a new appreciation for all of the directors and producers and crew that because I've only been on the acting side, and to be on this completely different side, learned a lot and liked it. A little stressed out, but really did like it. We were the first people there, and then we were the last to leave for every single shoot day. But it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of good remarks. We won some awards for it.
We
at
also
Z-Fest this year.
were top 3. I think we were second or third place for script writing, or maybe they didn't do second and third place. But we were nominated for our.
We were
script.
nominated for our script. We were nominated for Best Kiss, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actor, actress. Sorry, females. Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting
Director.
Actress, Best Director. We put in for Best
Film.
Fight, but
Nobody took our fight
nobody
seriously.
took our fight seriously. It was just a couple slaps. And then there were 2 more, but I can't remember at this point. But we won Best Kiss. Thanks, Sean, for being such a awesome person to work off of. That also sounds so bad. Guys!
Kendra!
No! Thanks. Yep. Okay, we're just gonna... Yep.
We're gonna move on.
Move on from that.
So we
And
won for
Best Kiss, Best Supporting
Best
Actress.
Best Supporting Actress.
Best Actress who can't say anything appropriate today.
But that's
Best
really
Actress, Best Kiss,
exciting.
Best Supporting Actress, and then we won overall film. We were one of the top 10 films at Z-Fest this year as well.
Which is amazing. That's so cool, you guys.
And it was your first film, right?
It was our first. Yeah, our very first.
That's amazing.
It was pretty nuts.
I mean, we had an incredible crew to help out with that.
Yeah.
So it's not like
It wouldn't have been as good if we didn't have the people that we had.
if
at
I
all.
had to edit that thing. No.
It wouldn't have happened if I had to edit it because I don't know how to edit. I have so much respect for editors. I don't know how you guys
I would have
do that
edited it in
meticulous
iMovie
detail.
and it would have been bad.
It's a pain in the ass sometimes.
And I feel like the biggest jerk in the world from like thinking, 5 years back when I'm like, why does editing take so long? Oh my God. Like, hey, little
Yeah.
24-year-old, shut up.
Even now,
You know nothing.
there's just so much to it now with digital. So it's just like, it just keeps compiling and compounding and, yes.
We did make a longer version than the one that is
we
in,
recut
Good.
it for the festival submissions.
yeah, and we added a new ending or a new
Beginning.
intro
Yeah.
that I'm so happy with.
It's really funny.
It's really cute.
And we also recolored had the entire thing
Good.
recolored.
Yep. We colored it because it looked a little yellow when it was on screen.
Yeah.
But
Well,
to
be fair, also at the draft house, at least, they had this dual laser thing that made it much brighter and everything.
Oh, did
So
they?
It's not your typical projector, I'll say.
really, I did not know
Good to
that.
know.
And it was Dolby Atmos ready, so they had the 30 some odd speakers in the auditorium. So
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
was counting them that night.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty proud of what we did, and we got a lot of people that loved it. There always are a couple haters, but most people.
I'm a
loved
lover. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. Tiffany took the criticism very well. I, of course, was like fire and rage and burn everything down, and then I calmed down. But
When I get ragey, I make postcards and mail them.
and I'm just a ball of fire. But
I
it
am
went so
internally
well.
a ball of fire.
Fire and ice here, huh?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not really ice-like. I'm a bit of fire. I'm quite fiery.
you're more
You're
like
Leslie
chocolate
Nope
pudding.
fiery.
I'm
that's
very
okay.
I'm more like rivers of fire. Like I'm controlled fire.
Yeah. There you
Like
go.
I stay within the boundaries of the fire, but every once in a while a couple flames might jump out.
So, like lava.
Yeah.
You're a river of sure.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm your volcano.
Yeah. And I'll be the lava.
There
Us.
you go.
Friendship.
I don't know
Just
what that was.
perfect friendship.
I don't know what that was.
Yep, nobody does.
That's okay.
So what's the next part? Like, when are you guys going to make the next one?
Oh, good God.
Well, a large part of me still wants to see if we can get funding to turn it into a series.
We would have to try to get funding, but trying to get funding is incredibly
Daunting.
difficult. And especially when we were getting funding to make the first one, people had no idea what we could even do. So I think it might be easier, I'm hoping, now that we have something to actually show for it and say, this is what we have. This is what we made. And we have to at least start writing some kind of story arc and a couple episodes.
We have to put together a show Bible at the very least.
Yes.
And we've both been incredibly busy and haven't even been able to like hang out.
We have ideas.
We have a lot of ideas.
We have ideas. I have a couple ideas for a few episodes. She has a couple ideas for a few episodes, but it's like, we don't want it to turn into like a skit show because that's where it's heading at the moment because we haven't really figured out where these characters are going.
Right.
So there's work to be done in that in that section.
Well, and also just building the show Bible. This is who the characters are. This is where we want them to start. This is where we want all that stuff. So.
Yeah, and we've just been it's just been too busy with other projects because we're both actors, and it's just been
and have jobs
and and have full-time jobs and stuff like that. So we were pretty much just focused on recutting it, recoloring it, and getting it out. And now we're at the getting it out point. So we can kind of breathe now and see what it gets into. And I think from there, we can continue to see if we can even get some funding or because it's going to cost some money. So we would need some big donations and some big...
And we don't want to do it asking people to work for free again.
No,
That's
I don't.
not
I want to
an
pay
option,
people.
Which means that we need a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because I want to pay people fairly and cleanly and fully as they deserve.
And no one likes asking people to work for free.
Yeah.
And especially if it's going to be a series, I don't want to do that. And when I want to get, top dog people, I'm not going to ask them to just do me a favor. I'm going to pay you.
We called in our favors.
Favors done.
All of our favors.
Favors done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're going to see if we can go from there. I would really love to. I am not super great at crowdfunding. I don't know if there's a particular way to get better at it. I have no idea.
I mean, in my dream world, and this is definitely my dream world that I understand and acknowledge is entirely a dream and completely unrealistic. Netflix is just going to be like, here's $1 million. Have fun, kids.
Yeah, like, hey, you want to make a series on Netflix? Yeah, sure. Here's two women from Minnesota that we have never heard of before.
Exactly what we need on Netflix.
Let's put all our money into them.
They are losing a ton of content now with like all of these other, like
Disney
Disney
stuff.
Plus, and NBC is coming out with their own ones. So like Parks and Rec and all of those are going to be
They
gone.
are losing
So
content.
they're losing
yeah.
a bunch. They're going to have to start making extra.
They're going to have to start looking to Minnesota.
I think they should.
I think everybody should.
They really should.
I think
Like,
we
they
should
don't-
give
So
far
you're
more
saying
recognition.
realistic.
Yeah. Yes. I'm saying let's contact Netflix.
Okay.
Send them let's
call
clip.
Netflix.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Right now.
No,
okay.
look it up.
So I'm gonna get
My friend of a friend of a
No, I'm serious. I
friend.
said we can call Netflix.
Oh my God, no.
I want to see let's prank call Netflix.
So while these two are in,
they're in denial. Well,
Alan and I will talk while you two have your fun.
This is how it works, right?
Sure.
Hi, we're on a podcast.
Hi,
and we wanted
do-
to call
Netflix
Netflix.
customer service.
yeah.
No, I want to talk to the CEO.
You can't.
I want to talk to your supervisor and then their supervisor and so on.
I'm really angry about content.
Well, we really need to. I know that one thing that Tiffany and I really want to do is we want to make sure that what we're doing is going to be very relevant to the issues that women are facing today, and not just we're very aware that Tiffany and I are two white women from Minnesota. We want to make sure that it's not just that story.
Right. It's across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's fleshing out characters. It's figuring out everything else because it can't just be a story of these two girls. It has to be these two girls and the life that they lead with all these other friends.
We
and
would
how
want
they
it to be more of a
intertwine.
Parks and Rec story where there's a bunch of different characters.
Yes,
I think that's amazing.
We'll see if it happens.
Oh God, I hope it does. I'm excited about that idea.
So are we.
We are too. Money.
Now, if only
So
you
donate
had
today.
several $1 million, you didn't want to just be like,
Son of a
"Have
bitch."
fun."
All of you listeners have like $1,000 in your bank account you don't need, right?
I just got rid of like
We
my
just need
$45
10 of you.
million.
10 of you to
man.
donate $1,000, and
We
it will
could
go
get
to a good
one
cause.
episode done. If 100 of you could donate $1 million,
Who knows rich people? Who knows rich people? We're
I feel
very
like
charismatic.
literally
They'll love
everyone
us.
Watching is looking for someone who has $1 million, and by watching I mean listening.
Yes, give generously to Film in Minnesota because we have actors and filmmakers to support. So
Well, we really do have such a good community here, and it's. I wish that we would keep. I want the film community here to keep thriving. I want it to to continue as well as it is and do much better because we are shooting bigger films here. There's one that's shooting in Owatonna right now, and it's a good place with good people who do phenomenal work. And I mean, hey, Georgia, you guys don't want to be there anymore. Guess what? Just come a little bit north.
You got to go somewhere. We've got everything here. We've got the city. We've got the country. We've got
You know what we
plains,
don't
we've got
have, though?
snow, we've got what?
Incentives.
Yes.
well, we'll see here in July.
Is it July that we're looking at?
Well,
thought
that's
I
when
saw
the
a letter.
budget changes after June
Oh,
for the new
gotcha.
fiscal year for the
Gotcha.
next 2 years.
I thought I had read a letter from Melody Bond, who from film
Behan.
Yeah, she had written some sort of letter that said that it hadn't passed or it had. I don't know.
That makes me really sad if that's true. Because I don't understand why it wouldn't.
Well,
We produce such good content.
We do. And
Such
thinking
good
of like
content.
how that would affect our
legislators don't
economy, like it would be
care.
They don't
about
care.
content.
They don't care at all. But if we could prove to them that we could bring.
I think that a lot of people did a lot of really good work this year.
Yeah.
At the Capitol, working with legislators, and I think that if that work were to continue and people like us work really hard and join in the work, that it's something that could happen 2 years from now when the next budget comes around. But maybe for the next 2 years, we got to keep working, keep making really good stuff, get some national eyes on us, get some attention, and get people into the Capitol building to talk to senators and talk to legislators, which the Minnesota Film Board has been doing and has been working really
Year after
hard
year
at
after
doing.
year.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I would say I saw it especially. I was really impressed with what I saw this year and in the last year especially. Like I feel like they're working really hard to push things, and there's been a lot of people spending a lot of time at the Capitol. And I think if we keep doing that for 2 years, we might have a chance in 2 years. But it's not the kind of thing where our film industry isn't Target. We're not Best Buy. You know, we can't walk and be like, we have a multi-million-dollar industry, and if you don't give us these incentives, we're going to move and take that industry with us. Because what we're looking for is the same incentives that build economic development in Target and in Best Buy and places like that. So we are looking for the same incentives. We don't have the same pull. We don't have a multi-million-dollar industry. They do. So what we need to do is make them see that we could be another multi-million-dollar industry, but we're not just one business. We are an industry. So that makes it harder.
Absolutely. That's really well said. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
Mind behind girl stuff right here.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how to do that is the next step.
And that's not up to that's us. That's up to us looking to the leaders and the people who are doing it and have been doing it, and then doing whatever they say to do.
Right.
Within reason. Within reason.
and force everything out of Georgia to come up here. Just be like, we respect women up here in Minnesota. We respect them.
Think of them as human beings and
Yep.
stuff, and
Come on up here.
it's pretty good.
The snow's not that bad.
I mean, we do have like 4
Not with
months
that
of
attitude, Tiffany.
non-snow, so at least there's that.
4 whole months.
4 whole beautiful months.
Yeah, where you get to be on the lake, okay? Lakes,
Yeah.
and pontoons.
I'm aware.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got little lakes, we got big lakes, we got crazy lakes. We got it all.
We got lots of beer,
Oh, we
lots
have
of
the
beer,
best beer.
Several rivers.
several rivers,
A handful of buildings.
multiple buildings. Yes.
We have some hills if you go north enough.
That's true.
Yeah, hills.
Some of them look like cliff
hills.
faces.
Yeah, you could even pretend that they're mountains.
That's true.
You really could. You
Yes.
could make, you
Could.
could really even make it seem like San Francisco-y.
And
Right?
I don't know if
Wanna
this is
get
true or
that,
not. I
yeah.
heard a rumor. There's like 12 people.
I feel like that's a stretch.
We have a really good downtown that looks very busy,
Got
and
several of those.
we have several
One
downtowns.
looks busy, one does not.
One does not look busy. One does
that's
not look
good,
busy.
Though. So if you want like quiet downtown, we've got that. If you want busy downtown, we've got that.
Well, they're both beautiful cities. St. Paul's gorgeous. And
There's a lot of
Minneapolis
really
is
cute
gorgeous.
dogs.
There's a
All
lot
of the cute dogs.
I have 3 of them. I can attest that they're
Alan,
very
I feel
cute.
kind of.
Okay.
Oh no,
We're done. We're done talking about that. Thank you for pointing out our lovely. As Tiffany puts her feet up on
Oh
the
my
list.
god.
I'm getting
table.
comfortable.
Seem really like
Well, she hit it right on the head. It is incentives, so that's the only reason they're down there. So, because Georgia has the best incentives. It's business.
Well, and I'm from Florida. We had incentives for a while, and we had multiple TV shows shooting there, lots of movies shooting there, and then they removed the incentives and they were gone, an entire industry gone. Around the time, a little bit after I moved out of Florida, and at the time there were like 4 series shooting in Miami. And now there's like the incentives are gone, and so is the industry.
But also, they introduced the sunset clause, which is every 2 years it'll change. So there's no consistency. So they figured, peace out. We're either going to find somewhere else or go back to Hollywood.
Yep.
So yeah, it's 2 years, and then it's like up in the air, basically. That's money though.
And also, that's Florida. Everything is named after a sunset or an orange.
I don't know much about Florida, so
I mean, I know what it's like to be a kid in Florida.
I mean, I went to Disney World.
I mean, I have
So-
friends who work at Disney World, and I get in for free because of them.
Oh, look at you! She knows somebody who knows somebody.
okay. So we're gonna record our next episode in Disney World with
No
Tiffany.
promises.
No,
It's gonna be great.
I hate that place.
What?
I totally hate Disney World. I'm sorry. I know.
I've only
It's
been to Disneyland and I
wonderful.
want to go so bad. I want to do like a girls trip.
Why, Kendra? Why?
Because I hate waiting in line because I'm the most impatient person
Lines.
on the
Okay.
planet.
That's fair.
And everything is ridiculously expensive. I went there when I was a child, and then I went there again 5 years ago with my ex and his family, and we spent $300 on water. Like between all of us, because we brought like water bottles to fill up because they have water fountains there. But the water fountains, I don't know if you've ever drank from them, but you don't want to.
It's Florida water. That's just what it tastes like.
It's disgusting. It's like the most disgusting
swamp
thing.
water.
It's horrible. So you buy water bottles and they're $4 or $5 a pop, really. And we spent a ton of money because we were also there in June, and I don't know. The magic may be lost for me, I guess. I rather watch the actual films than go again ever. It's not my bag. I'm sorry for the people that are listening that love Disney World, but
What about
it's not my
like,
bag anymore.
Like Harry Potter World. Would you ever go to that?
I already went to it and I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was good. It was very cool. It was very, very cool. And there's more to it now than there was before. The dragon ride was incredible. Dragon.
So
it's not a dragon.
When
it's
I grew up, it was
broomstick.
called Dueling Dragons and had nothing to do with Harry Potter World. It was just a roller coaster with dragons, and then Harry Potter World happened, and now
everybody's there.
it's new. Yeah.
I did buy a wand. I did have the butter beer, and it was gross
Oh yeah, I could see
because beer and butter don't really mix. But yeah, what?
I thought butterbeer was a soda or like non-alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, it's not really beer.
Okay.
But it's just ugh.
Okay.
But
It's
it's
just-
still gross.
It was gross,
To me, it looks like it tastes like cream soda.
which is why I don't like it. Because cream soda is disgusting. It's super nasty. It's really, really interesting podcast.
Fascinating topics.
Fascinating. Yeah.
I mean, what other film topics can we talk about based on the title of this podcast?
Not necessarily about the title of the podcast because this is not Minnesota based, but if you could only watch one movie or TV show ever again. Like you can do either a movie or a TV show. Like it's not that you can't do.
Well, obviously, I'm going to choose a TV show because you get multiple episodes.
Right.
I can't answer this. I can't answer this at all. This is the impossible question.
I have this thing where I like to ask questions of people that I cannot answer myself. So I'm just really
that's why
curious.
last time we had like 6 questions in
Yeah,
the beginning.
and I was like,
Okay.
I'm never going to answer these. So what do you think?
Okay, you're going to want to choose something that has a lot of seasons and has multiple, many episodes per season.
I can't do this.
I'm going to have to make an Excel spreadsheet and send it to you.
She will, and it's going to be ranked.
And a Venn diagram.
Yeah. It's going to be ranked, have many categories.
It's going to be basically these 5 shows have this many seasons and this many episodes, which means they have this many hours of content, but I like this one the most.
So would it be like a drama or a comedy? How about
Comedy.
Well, you'd have to live with a comedy because if you did anything else, your life would be depressing, even though I can't think of a comedy that I'd watch forever.
that?
Parks and Rec.
Hands down.
Honestly, that was the first one that came to mind. It was like if you put a gun to my head right now, I'd probably pick Parks and Rec. But don't.
I really like Will and Grace,
Yeah, I did like
including the
Will and
new
Grace a lot.
seasons too.
I haven't seen the new ones,
What?
but I loved the originals.
The new season's just as good, even better. Did they make a comeback?
Karen
They
is-
killed it. Because Megan Mullally is the best person in the world,
She
as
is.
well as Nick Offerman.
which
Can I be
makes
their
sense.
adopted 30-year-old child,
Right.
please?
Yes.
Honestly, I think it was episode 2 of the new one. There was a moment where I was like, this is the best physical comedy I've ever seen on TV. And it's when Jack was trying to fit into some very, very tight pants. I peed myself from laughing so hard. I watched it over and over and over. There's just this one scene and I was like, this is the best you can do physical comedy on television. It's brilliant. It was so funny.
good. We almost had our fundraiser for our fundraising video for girl stuff, all the different ways that girls try to get into skinny jeans, all the different movements that we do. And
I'm still going to do an episode of the YouTube channel that I'll someday start.
yeah,
Just of me trying to get into pants.
and have someone narrate it like it's a nature documentary.
Like Morgan Freeman style.
And here you see the woman trying to get into a pair of extra skin. She calls them pants. She will do the shimmy. She will do the shake. And she will jiggle and bounce.
She will tie one leg first and then the other. Oh, does not work. Okay.
She will stand up. She will lay down. She will stick her legs in the air. Nothing will work.
Mine's
She will
more of
breathe out very hard.
a vigorous violent shake to get to the hips, and then it's
this
more
move.
of a thrust to get them up further. Yeah, there's a thrust hop action.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
So this is the one my husband thinks is funny.
Oh God, hold on.
Okay.
I'm too sweaty, and so my fingerprint isn't working.
No, I have work pants on, so it doesn't even work.
Okay.
You're wearing skinny jeans today. Yeah.
So what you can't see right now is Tiffany.
Oh, hazard of the trade.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what you can't see right now is that Tiffany is demonstrating getting into her pants, right?
Yes.
Pulling my pants off.
Pulling your pants off.
Yes.
But girls,
Which I was already
Yep.
wearing.
That'll be yes,
I also wanted,
because everyone can see us, obviously.
I wanted to add on, how women put on pantyhose and all of this stupid crap that women have to wear.
We don't have to wear. We choose to wear.
Well, we're told to wear from a certain age, and then we choose to wear it because fine, it does make my legs look.
So
minor.
we'll be posting that with
So right
something.
now it's on my Snap story, but later it will be on our Instagram story.
Yeah.
Oh yay!
you go.
Oh yay! Fun.
I love social media, you guys.
I-
This is so much fun.
I don't.
I'm learning social media. I, should
I
say
am
that.
trying.
I'm trying.
I'm
it's tough.
giving it an effort.
Because there are days when I'm like, all of the things are exciting and I want to talk about them and post them and yay. And then there are days where I'm like, I just don't even care about any of it anymore.
I'm starting to
Yeah.
try to treat my
Yep.
Instagram like it's a professional page and not like it's something that I actually use to share stuff. Because then it doesn't matter as much.
Social media gets to me too much.
Yeah.
It really does. I get too passionate. I get too upset. I get too angry with people online. And then if I let myself get to that point, then I just become toxic. And I really wish that I could delete my Facebook altogether. I would love to just be Instagram. That I really want to delete Facebook because it just brings out the worst in me. And I've been trying very hard not to argue online or anything, but you get so stuck.
Hard,
you get so stuck, and you get so you compare yourselves to other people, and especially as actors here, then we see other people doing things, and of course we're happy for them. But there's always a part of us that is like,
Yeah. I fully understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to suggest that we make some different like we have our Twin Cities film pages and everything. I tried to suggest that we have only one as like the auditions group. So because I know a lot of actors that don't want to be on Facebook ever really, but they have to be to look for auditions.
Yep.
So I see that has been taken to heart, and we are actually trying to change that. So that's a nice way to reorganize some stuff online.
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw that. When you like added me to that, I was like, "Oh, this is brilliant! Yes, this is how it should be."
Well, and I think because like TC Cinematics is still going to be what it was, but I think then the Minnesota Film TV thing, I don't know, that's gonna also, they're trying to just do only castings as well, so there's gonna be several other places. So I tried to poke a little bit just to say, hey guys, let's have some audition postings here so we don't have to spend so much time online looking.
For you two as actors, what do you think about social media being a part of your brand now? Like you mentioned that, Tiffany, that you're trying to make it more about the brand, but it's we talked about this with Alaura.
If I had a brand, I'd be super into it.
But the brand is you. As
someone who spends a lot more time in classes and on set and actually working than I do trying to build a social media profile, who is in competition with people who are really good at social media.
How do some of these pages look like the way they do?
Really, really good at acting. Sometimes. I don't know. I feel like no matter what in the film industry, especially as an actress, at least a portion of my work has been recognizing physical type and competing with more attractive women, period. There will always be more attractive women. And I think this is just part of it. I think it's easier to somehow gain notoriety, which is kind of nice, but it's also harder to get roles if they're looking for someone with notoriety. Now, we don't really have that problem in Minnesota. That it's unfair of me to complain about it because here in Minnesota we don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Right.
In places like Los Angeles, they'll say we're not looking to hire anyone with less than 100,000 followers.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. So it's all about your following.
Because it's advertising. But is it outrageous? Because it used to be that they would only hire professional actors who were well known enough that actor was advertising for the movie. So you go to see a Keanu Reeves movie because you know who Keanu Reeves is. You go to see a movie Emma Thompson is because you know she's going to be the best thing ever. I love her so much.
But also now, like, how do you know that this person actually has talent? They could have followers. It's very easy to fake a life online, and it's very easy to...
It doesn't matter because you're going to get them in the seat one time and they're still going to pay for the ticket.
But that's still, to me, it's just so disingenuine.
But there are still actors who are genuinely good and work very hard and get to where they get and work full time.
There are. Yes.
It's just a different side of the industry.
It's not a fun side. I don't
It's
like
not
that
a
side.
fun side.
I'm not into myself. I'm not good at it.
It's a business. It
is a business, which is why I've started. I have a bunch of posts that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks that are just like,
your posts are always so funny.
I'm a model who eats hamburgers. Please follow me. Because it's like if I hit 1,000 followers, if I magically someday hit 10,000 followers, but then I talk to the people who have that, and they're spending 4 hours a day.
Oh yeah,
on social media, like liking other people's posts.
Absolutely. And then like commenting and having full blown conversations with people to like gain that relationship so that they'll follow them. It's like, that's so great.
Much work.
It's just weird. It's just strange.
Got, like, so many other things to do.
I would like
In
an
a day.
intern.
I'd like to be off my phone.
there you
I'd
go.
like to just never be on my phone. I would love to have a manager that would do all of this for me
That would be
because I don't want to. I feel so. I don't like posting photos of myself and being like, I'm so awesome.
I have to say, as someone who's looking at producing as well, like there is strength to social media. There is strength to saying like, let's hire someone who's good. But you know, if it comes down to two people and one person has 10,000 followers and the other one has 50,
Yeah.
and they're both good, I'm going to go with the person who's going to do better for advertising and get people to view and do
there it
well
is.
for me.
I'm going to go with the crazy cat lady who is a maker of loud sounds, an actor, writer, and producer as well. Her name's Tiffany Cornwell. Have you guys heard of her?
Ooh, no, I haven't. Tell me
Tiffany
more.
_ Cornwell. Her last posting though, she's a businesswoman, lawyer, executive leader, president, tech nerd. You can tell because she's smart. She wears glasses.
Ooh, right.
I run the world, and she also runs a boardroom. Her friendly smile means I'm nice. The first behind my back means I will end you if I must. I want to hire her.
I think that's
I posted a few of my character headshots and like gave them a profile.
I think
They're
it's
great.
Brilliant.
They're great.
Yeah, that's
They're
awesome.
perfect. You have very good presence online. I'm not good with the witty like stuff on social media. I'm just not. It's not my bag, and it's something that I have to get better at. But I think I'm just probably not going to get as good at it.
I think I saved the intimate truths for myself for close conversation and friendship.
Yeah.
And then I create a persona for myself online.
Which I think a lot of people, like, you kind of have to do.
Everyone does. Everyone does.
I need to like delete my Facebook entirely and then reopen it
Start over.
with a completely different persona. There's too much of like me before I was even a professional actor on it, and yeah.
I hate that. Do you see
same.
like on your memories, all of a sudden it'll get past like 6 years and you're like, oh, stop,
Whoa.
honey, stop. No. Why
What
would
did you
write
think that was a good idea for?
Yeah.
Like, why are you posting that? No one wants to hear
There's
that.
an entire year of photos of me just being like, making a crazy face at the camera.
Let's get the crazy face, huh? Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Or I just like really big expressive, like,
See, this is going on our social media.
I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy. Yeah.
Add it to the story. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you said I have a story.
Do it
Go
for the
ahead.
Insta.
I'm like, what?
No, the
I'm so
Instagram
confused.
story. Sorry. Not a real story. The fake
No,
story.
never a story. Not having a story. Social media is a double-edged sword for me personally. You've done very well with it, and I try to
You still have more followers than me.
like 100 more, right? But no, I mean, and then yeah. I mean, fine. I'm really popular. Okay, I guess people
It's
just like
you're
me.
so pretty.
I know. Oh God! Ooh, I want to shed my skin after that.
After using that voice.
After using that voice and like admitting I'm so pretty and
Okay. That's not okay. You should be able to say that you're pretty and own it about yourself.
I am pretty.
You are pretty.
Wow,
You're
that's
both
scared.
pretty.
That actually
Feel it deep.
scared me.
Sorry.
I feel it deeply.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I feel deeply that people should be able to say,
Yes.
I'm pretty.
I am pretty. Yes.
And also acknowledge the advantages you have because of that.
Yeah.
Privilege.
I have a crap ton of privilege because I am an attractive white female. Now, what am I going to do about that?
How can I help?
Yep.
Right.
Not even how can I help? How can I make sure that other people who don't have the privilege that I have get a platform to speak their own stories and get myself the frick out of the way?
Yes.
And I'll step down for
And yeah, you are. You're both pretty and you're both talented and you're both smart and you should both own the shit out of it.
Hey.
For the record.
That does make me uncomfortable. I get what you're feeling.
See? See? You should own it. You should own it, Tiffany.
Do you want, okay, so this one, like a few years ago, my friend's getting married. And so at this wedding expo, like one of these makeup, like Mary Kay ladies was like, oh, I'll come over and we can do like this free thing session for you so you can see what, and she was like, sure, whatever. And so it was like me, her, and then another friend of ours just hanging out. And before we started, like actually trying everything, the lady's like, okay, now everyone needs to look at each girl in the eye and then tell them a compliment. Like, what do you like about it? And so we were like, you have really pretty smile. Your eyes are beautiful. And the whole time, all of us are like, oh, yeah, this is terrible.
I think that's how we've been socialized, though. I think that's like a really
so
weird conundrum that women face, that we're taught from a young age, is that being confident in your own abilities and your own attractiveness is not okay.
Right.
That you are supposed to be modest, that you're supposed to be demure, you're supposed to be quiet, and
like
that if you
of it.
and that you're supposed to be unaware of how attractive you are. It's supposed to be this like beauty that is aloof. You know, you're so beautiful because you're so aloof of your own attractiveness.
Every time I hear a pop song that goes, she's so beautiful and she doesn't even know it.
I hate that.
I'm just like,
She knows it.
going to punch you in the penis.
Yeah. But I swear to God, it's something that we've been taught, because I know so many women now that, you know, we're working through this kind of stuff. You know, we're working out these weird social things that we've been taught, because as we're finally just kind of trying to punch through and be like, no, we have a voice. I've always gotten to the point where the minute I start getting very confident in myself and confident for a long enough time, someone comes along and shuts you down, and it's because oh you're so pretty, huh? Oh, you think you're so good, huh? Oh, you think you're so, like, it's crappy. Like, why do humans have to treat each other that way? And it's normally coming from other women. And I think one of the biggest things is that women need to be nice to each other. We need to be nice to other women. And if she's working her thing and she knows she's gorgeous, she knows she's talented, she knows she's intelligent, you need to support her and not bring her down. And I think it comes from a place of insecurity where not all of us were taught this thing, but none of us can let go of it. You know?
So Kendra, Alaura, 2020.
No.
Vote for her. You got my vote.
If I get to take down
all
Trump,
in.
I'll gladly do it.
Are you running for city council at least?
Sure. I know nothing about the government, so don't trust me. I thought you were going to say something.
I didn't know. My brain is just like, oh, there's lights in here.
Oh, I'm glad you listened to the whole thing I said.
I did.
Thanks,
I did.
Tiffany.
I listened to the
bet
whole
you think
thing.
I'm very intelligent.
I do.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a thing.
It is.
I think that's a thing.
100%. And I especially hate the whole, like, somebody will be like, tell you, like, how attractive you are. Be like, you look amazing today, or something like that. And the moment you're just like, thanks, yeah, I'm like, I feel really good in this.
I feel good.
And they're just like, oh, okay, well, I didn't realize that you knew that. It's like, why is it bad if I am aware of the fact that, like, I spent time putting this on? Like, I didn't today, but, like, you know, in that moment, like if you spend time doing your hair and doing your makeup,
You
and,
spent
like,
time doing your makeup today.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
With that
And
nice
that was-
makeup that you've been advertising. Yeah.
I've been like, I was like trying something, and I was like, I'm not gonna go dark, I'm gonna go light, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then it was crazy, and that's when then I decided I needed to take a nap after that, because it was a lot. And so, but like, if you put time into things and then someone acknowledges it, like, why can't you acknowledge it? Like, yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you recognize, like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that I look good today. Like, thank you.
It's definitely a weird thing that we've been taught.
There's a balance between there too, because there's confidence and then there's asshole.
Yes.
And like, my pet peeve is probably definitely entitled people who like think they're owed something because they exist or because of A, B, and C.
But does existing constitute talent or you know?
I mean, and here's the thing: existing does constitute worth. Like, being, you know, you're
human.
You're human. You have worth. You have value. Right. Period. It does not mean you are more worthy or more valuable than other people. It doesn't mean other people are more worthy and valuable than you. Mm-hmm. But then I feel like people who are entitled and also not self-confident have this idea that they can be like, hey, you need to show up for me. I need you to show up for me. Not even I need you. You're going to show up. Come do this thing. I'm not available, but you're going to do it. It makes me so upset. Treat other people like humans.
Just basic
human people.
Just basic human decency. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes
we're all
above
worth
and beyond
that.
Human decency.
Yeah.
But
we're all worth
golden
that.
rule, right?
Yeah. Treat others as you would want to be treated, unless you really like to treat yourself like a jerk.
In which case, like, go to therapy, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Work on that shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Love yourself, man.
Something's wrong there.
I feel like everyone should treat therapy like we treat our vitamins, which is that you should take it once a week.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a lot of therapy.
I was watching, watching like a YouTube clip. I kind of like how you were saying you can get lost in the Bill Hader clips. I got lost in the...
Go home and watch more of them,
Right?
probably.
Yeah, I got lost in the Kristen Bell, Dax Shepard clips.
I love
with all of
Kristen
my heart.
Bell.
And
If they break up,
They're
I'll
never
have a
going to.
funeral.
They're never
life
going
is over
to.
at that point.
They're the
Love
most beautiful
doesn't exist.
Hollywood couple ever. And
they
they're
were-
not going to break up.
They were talking about how they, even before they started getting, or they were going to get married and all this stuff, they just started doing couples therapy. Like, they just decided, you know what, like, this isn't something you should do when some catastrophic event happens, when it's probably not, like, comparable. You should just do this to just stay consistently healthy forever.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And,
that
like,
is
you
the
have the-
best way to look at it.
okay, like happily married person here, therapy is awesome. I mean, it sucks, but it's awesome.
It's hard. It's
we
very
did
hard.
premarital therapy, which we probably should have picked better therapists because they said some things that kind of messed us up for a while. But whatever. we believe in premarital therapy. You know, just go to someone who's actually certified to do therapy and not your parents' friends.
Yeah. do some research on your
some research
therapist
on your
first.
therapist.
Yeah.
But like,
I had one like that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for couples counseling.
Yeah.
It was just for me. Yeah.
But like we've been to 2 or 3, and it's never been like, oh, our relationship is going to be over if we don't go to therapy. It's been like, hey, inevitably something's going to happen that's going to be tragic in our lives. We should probably have a therapist who knows us, that we've gone to a couple times, who we can go back to when the tragic thing happens, because we're going to need support. So it's like pre-planning for tragedy, which is a little bit dark, but also
But still, like, healthy,
reasonable.
I think. Like, realistic.
You always need a perspective that is an outsider that is completely unbiased.
Yes.
And especially
Right.
an unbiased outsider who has a degree in human.
degree in human.
Who needs to pay off their student loans?
Yeah. So help me tell you how to be human. I adore therapy, and I wish that our country viewed it better than what it does, and especially the medical insurance company. It should be as commonplace as getting a yearly physical, but you shouldn't do it yearly. You should probably do it monthly, weekly,
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly would be perfect. Weekly is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a
Therapy-
lot of
If
feelings.
you're in a rough space.
If you're in a rough space, but it's a lot
Therapy
of
is
feelings.
very expensive too. Let's not kid ourselves.
It's incredibly expensive.
Unless you have insurance, then it's like better.
Not covered.
Therapy, so it's like my insurance therapy is covered, so it's like a $30 copay.
You have
Oh, that's
good
nice.
insurance.
I pay out the nose for my insurance.
So you're
See?
using
Yeah. Another fun topic that I wish I could
We don't need to go there.
change.
Well, anyways.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming by.
Thanks for talking about not much.
yeah.
That was awesome.
Anything you guys want to talk about now about like film or in Minnesota at all, or just things in general that you guys have experienced over the last year, maybe, or
Just
We
anything.
can talk about maybe like training and experience and how people can gain that.
how do they do that?
Well, I guess it differs if you're talking about crew people and if you're talking about actors. Actors, you should be in classes if you're able to. I know it's hard. If you can't be in classes, try to be on set, because that's also training. Which feels sometimes like an impossible ideal, because it can be expensive. But there are some really good classes and there's some really good training. I talk a lot with actors who are just starting out, and I think classes is the right place to start.
Yep.
Kendra's making faces.
I'm listening to you.
Yes.
I'm still waking up from
Yeah.
a wedding I had on Friday, so I'm still just like I'm goofy. Training is very, very good. Yes, training is very good.
Because you're an actor, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, like, what has been some of your favorite classes you've taken, or some of your favorite training here?
I studied like nonstop for a couple years with Cynthia Urick and then Bill. And I loved both of them. Honestly, the fight training that we did in Bill's class was like, I loved it. And then
love stage fighting.
stage fighting, stage combat is
Yes.
it's fun. It's a bit of a workout.
It is.
And it's acting training.
It really is.
Depending, if you get into something, when I did broadsword,
Yeah.
that's a really big workout. That it works your back, it works your legs. You're constantly moving, and it's big movements. It's really good to just have that on your resume, and it's also really fun. You get to know your body as an instrument more than anything.
Yeah.
But
I would like to do some more stage combat in the next year. We have really good stage combat.
we really do.
training here. Really,
Tom,
really
Aaron.
good stage combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And studying with Cynthia, like that helped me tap into, okay, I'm not just acting, like I'm feeling. And that was something, like moving from Hinckley to here, like I hadn't even considered that at that point, and that changed my whole world. So I highly recommend anybody who's starting out, take that basic class.
There's
with her
a
and,
lot
like,
of books out there too that are really helpful. I'm reading Bryan Cranston has a memoir, and I really greatly respect Bryan Cranston, and he's got a lot of good stuff in there too. You just did Meisner.
I did Meisner levels 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. Yeah, and
so
that
Rich
one's really good too.
Remedios Academy. I don't remember if that's the name of his academy, but Rich Remedios, he has an acting school. Highly recommend anything that he says is good. The best acting classes I've ever taken. I have a little bit of trouble tapping into my emotions sometimes. I'm a very logical, thought process based person, and doing Meisner and learning just how to tell the truth and everything you learn in Meisner, which is deeply hard emotional work, was incredibly helpful, like breakthrough helpful. So I did levels 1 and 2, and then level 3 is actually a lot of Chekhovian work. So it's a lot of physical technique and basically the things that you've always known, like the things that are in your body that you already know, getting them out. It's really good. I would very highly recommend it.
So Tiffany, we don't know much about you. What, where did you get the knack for acting? Like what got you into this?
I was always very drawn to it. Like I remember being a kid, and you remember when you had DVDs and videos, when the DVDs first came out, they'd have the behind the scenes features.
Yeah.
And then they'd have the entire movie, but with the director and some of the cast, like,
And the
talking over
commentary,
it.
yeah.
And I would sit alone in front of the TV and I would just watch those, just fascinated. Or like try to learn accents, or just, oh, I love them. Yeah. They're amazing. And I love like just the idea of like, what would it be like to actually be on set? Oh my God. And then I got really into musicals, like very into musicals. And I got really lucky. I auditioned for a film or like an acting academy that was in my hometown. Had no idea what it was. Turned out it was quite expensive to be part of. And I was like, I'm so sorry. My parents will not pay for this. They do not support me acting at this point. And I am 17. And the director was like, we're going to give you a full scholarship.
Wow.
And so Frank
my God.
Licari, I might owe my career to him. He's an incredible actor. He was part of, I don't know if it was the original Blue Man Group, but he was in Blue Man Group on Broadway, like knows his shit. And I probably took 8 to 10 hours of classes with him a week my senior year of high school. Really, really helpful. And then I went to college for acting, which was where I learned that I loved film. So my mentor, Dave DeBoard, who is also a producer and I mean, he goes to Cannes and Sundance and all of that every year. He turned me on to doing more film, and from there, I just kept working and kept going. And then I thought I was going to move to LA. I think a small part of me still does. And instead, I met a really pretty boy, and I moved to Minnesota. And I told him he had 6 months, and I was moving to LA. And then we got married.
Pretty boy would move with you though. If you want to move to LA.
He wouldn't. No, that's been a long conversation.
Anyway, yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
no. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. It's not like he's like, no, I won't move. There's just been a long conversation around it. I won't get into it.
LA's not Tony.
It's not him. No, he would not be able to live and thrive in the way that he is here. And I like him how he is. Anyway,
He's always plain.
yeah. So I ended up here, and I've been working and training ever since. I've done a lot of work. not as much as some people, and I have a long way to go. But that's
Loving the
pretty much
journey.
it.
Always
Loving it.
learning,
Yeah.
always
always
growing.
learning, always working. I mean, it is my life's work and my life's passion. And I consider myself not just an actor, but a storyteller. Acting is my mode of storytelling, and I love it.
So that's Tiffany,
That's
everyone.
me.
That's
Yeah.
Tiffany Cornwell Dupont.
Also in Florida, I trained with Burt Reynolds. Not that that's important. That's just me
What?
bragging.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember you
is
telling me that.
bragging. He
That
had,
is her bragging.
He had a really good master acting class that he used to run every Friday that would go for like 4 to 6 hours. And it was incredible. And it was really good actors that I just got to watch work and learn from. And it was
Wow.
incredible.
That sounds awesome.
And he was a sweetheart.
Oh,
He was the kindest man.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Boy.
Well, you guys, thank
Oh,
you
hey.
for taking time out of your day to like be
You're
here with us and just
welcome.
like talk crazy weirdness with us.
Yay. Some Minnesota film stuff, some craziness.
I'm so
It
sorry.
was all fun though.
Yeah, we're always sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun. Though.
Did you get another hour and a half episode?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Oh,
We
no.
specifically said we weren't going to do that.
Are you gonna
No,
Are you
no.
gonna cut it
Well,
down?
it's 2 people, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's that book you're reading?
Girl, stop apologizing.
There it is.
Also,
I saw you post that
read
on
that.
social media.
I'm like 2 chapters in and I'm just in love with it. Like
Yeah.
I feel so motivated to like just conquer the frickin' world as
Yes.
a woman and
Have
like
you-
do everything I want to do.
Have you read Present Over Perfect?
No.
Oh my God.
I need both these books.
So good. I read it last week and I was like, and my life has changed. It's pretty much how I
You
feel.
read a
Read
book
that,
in a
but you
week?
got to read Girl Stop
Okay.
Apologizing. Cause stop apologizing.
Present Over Perfect was, oh my God, so good.
Do you have it like at your house?
I
Do you
am
own
borrowing it from a friend.
Dang it. Would she let your friend borrow it?
We are literally at a library.
We are, yes. What is this place even? What are those books?
What is happening?
We're on the movie level.
I got
So.
a library card then. Anyway, okay.
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So perfect over present.
Present Over Perfect.
Present over perfect. That makes more sense. And then Girl Stop Apologizing.
Yeah.
And once
Right.
I'm done with that, because it goes over excuses that we give ourselves for not doing the things we want and striving for the things we want, and then the behaviors that we should start implementing, and then the skills that we need to develop in order to become who we want to be.
Also, The Sacred Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Super good.
Super good.
Also, The Art of Being You Are a Badass.
Yeah, I wanna
also
get
very
that.
good. You Are Not Single and You Are Not Single, but I just read The Art of Being a Woman Alone, and that was an incredible book to read. It doesn't really even focus on the fact that you're single. There's some in there, but it focuses just on being so rooted in your true self. Really good one too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting a
Book club now.
Book club, like women empowered reading, and I
Yep.
love it.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Alan is like, guys, we need to end this podcast.
Yeah. He's like, I want to get out of here and go home.
Oh, I'm good. This is girl power. Go for it, girls.
The P word.
Okay.
P word.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for being here.
Yeah,
This was
you're
so much fun.
welcome. We waited on Alan to say something, but he
See,
didn't.
this is how much women talk more than men. So I say one word.
And now he is no longer holding the microphone after saying that. So
Just prove the stereotype.
thank you, Kendra. Thank you, Tiffany. Alan. Okay.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan. And yeah, we will see or talk to everyone later.
Enter music.
Okay, thanks. Bye.